Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of esoteric, what? Esoteric astrology pre-conference workshop for our 27th annual conference. What is the name of the conference, somebody? Does anybody remember? Envisioning an ideal world spirituality, resurrecting the soul of humanity. Thank you. It's a tough one to wrap one's mind around. Here we go. That's it. All right, we have begun. Now you can put the one about whom not may be said on black. Is that possible? All I want to do is get rid of this. It's a little hard to do that. So glad you came back. I wasn't meaning you, I meant everybody. Today, we're going to have, of course, really interesting talks in the afternoon. Who's speaking today? Both of you. And what is your subject? Asteroid goddesses. Okay. Hey, see, I just knew it would be a popular subject. Okay. Now, Kathy, what is your subject?
Prenatal charts.
Prenatal charts. What was happening before you were born this time? And Francis will be talking tomorrow morning. And your subject, Francis?
Yes, it's Mars to Pluto, the secret of death and the sting of the scorpion.
Oh, Mars to Pluto, the secret of death and the sting of the scorpion. Don't miss that. And today, BL, right after lunch, will be doing a general webinar on the labors of Hercules out to everybody. So I said, she was just going to do this for her students in the Moria Federation. I said, well, as long as you're here, why don't we do it for everybody, including those who are on the live stream? So she's going to do that after lunch, right? And then Brett is going to somehow transmit her. Okay, channel her, whatever. So this morning we're going to discuss, we have a meditation on the burning ground and the ways in which the sixth ray planets, but of course not only those, contribute to that particular experience, and how vision, devotion, and idealism contribute to the experience on the burning ground. And then I have some quotes from Master DK. I fortunately found a compilation on the burning ground. This was a real relief because I was going to have to make this. It's got 53 references. That's not too bad as things go, because Shambhala has, 750 references? And the word initiate or initiation or something has 2,000 some references. So we'll review some of those references on the burning ground. And that will set you up to go with your astrological facilitators. And yes, welcome to the ceremonial group. I'm glad you're able to join us, some of you anyway, That's what we were hoping, that you'd be able to come in for some of this. So these references we will discuss, and then for another hour or a bit more, you'll get into your groups and you'll talk about how you are standing on the burning ground at the present time, or how you stand it, or whether you should be on the burning ground standing it. And we'll try to get you on the burning ground as fast as we can. So by the time the conference is over, you'll be feeling the heat.
Is there a guarantee?
Well, we guarantee to get you on, but no guarantee about the outcome. So now, good. So now I think we're going to do this meditation. And I'm just going to move over here a little bit. Wait a second. A little bit more. Otherwise, we're going to get the back of Nicholas's head, which, of course, is a very nice head. But is this okay, Giselle? Are we good? Am I okay? Do you want me to move back a bit?
That's great, yes.
Okay, very good. Good, very good. Okay, so now we can dim the lights. This is a rather demanding meditation. So, and you may want something to write with, or in, or upon. We're going to use quite a bit of the creative imagination with this meditation. And we can, however the lights go down, we can take them down.
This is a compromise for lives too.
Do you need, because yesterday we had a darker room. That's better.
How is that, Brett?
I can manage.
That's good. Okay, so here we go. Check your cell phones and such, you know. We'll spend a few moments to quiet ourselves down. Let the breath be steady. And begin to detach, realizing you have the instrument. You know the old formula, I have a body, but I'm not that body. I have the emotional states, but I am not those. I have a mind, but I am not that. The initial detachment. Which allows you to find yourself as the observer, as the soul in incarnation. And allows you to identify your position more as if on the plane of higher mind, in the world of light and of magnetic love and spiritual sacrificial power, as if your body is the egoic lotus on the higher mental plane, which of course includes the permanent atoms, which in a way includes the entire personality. So here we are then, in lotus relation with each other, in a group field. And the reality of the personality, while it is actual, is somewhat diminished in the light of the soul, which we recognize ourselves to be. We are the light, the love, the power of the soul. We live consciously as a soul within the egoic lotus, related to all others in that way. So here we are then, sensing the instrument to be increasingly soul-infused, feeling we have a group mind and we can focus together at a point of tension in an illumined group mind, sensitive to the higher wisdom of the impersonal spheres of the triad. And as much as we can be sensitive to the fact of being. Now, in this alignment, we will begin to deliberately use the mentally guided creative imagination as we imagine that each one of us, that you, the soul in incarnation, working through the personality instrument, but still essentially a soul, that you are approaching a door. You can imagine it however you wish, but this is a door to greater expansion of consciousness, to a greater realization of livingness. That's what you could expect on the farther side of this door that is before you. Dike has sometimes discussed the two-leaved ivory door, but it can be however you conceive it. And you would like to pass through that door in your present condition, because you know you are the soul in incarnation and you have some mastery over your instrument. You know you are essentially the soul and even the spirit. However, you realize that you cannot pass through the door. There's something about your present condition which is not vibrating correctly and resonantly in relation to the door of passage. Something is not tuned up or correct about your present vibration in relation to this door. So how then shall you pass? You do realize, however, that before you and between you and the door lies a section of the path on which all that inhibits your passage will be burned away. There you stand, there is the door, and there is this intervening space on which all that prevents your passing through the door can be burnt away. It is called a burning ground. hand is a section of the path which moves you closer to what I might call archetypalization, being the more real, the more authentic you, the less encumbered you, the less burdened you. And on this path, there will be an adjustment of your condition, your present condition, to that which lies on the further side of the door. You will be prepared. So that there will appear a kind of resonance within your vehicles and within your consciousness that will allow you to pass. What is the nature of this door which lies before you? It may or may not be one of the doors of initiation, but then there are many types of initiation between the great monastic initiations, so all doors are important. But surely there is some kind of threshold before you which, if you passed this threshold, would lead you into a fuller life. So, with these thoughts in mind, imagine that which may lie on the further side of the door. Each one of us does this in his or her own way. In terms of our present life circumstances and what we think we are, we envision now what lies on the further side of the door. This will be a very individual matter. At least it will be depending upon our particular psyche and stage of unfoldment. But you can get specific here in terms of your life. So with this vision before your inner eye, this sense of how things are on the other side, you feel that there is arising within you a keen desire, an aspiration, a yearning, a longing to find yourself on the other side of the door, accompanied, of course, in a way by your soul brothers and sisters as they pass through the door, which for them, presently, presents the obstacle. It's individual and yet not. It's individual and yet group matter. You feel this focused, higher desire conditioned by the sixth ray of vision, of devotion, of idealism. It rises in you. You really desire, aspire to pass through that door. And as this yearning, this focused desire, which becomes, in a way, intention, as it rises in you, then together with your soul brothers and sisters, you invoke the energy of Mars. You can visualize it, the red planet, the symbol. You invoke the energy of Mars for courage, valor, and the will to confront whatever obstacles may present themselves. This will to persist through the first ray part of Mars and also its sixth ray. In your own way, you invoke Mars. This will to go forward. In a way, you are invoking the color red, which is both a sixth ray and a first ray color. And it strengthens you. And as you invoke, you realize that an answer is coming. Mars is evoked. It answers. And under this influence, you notice before you that the path separating you from the door bursts more fully into flames. The flames before you. And yet you are imbued with that energy which makes you fearless in the face of the flames. holding your high ideal, your high vision in mind, envisioning that ideal, you step onto the flaming path. You don't just stay there, but you move forward steadily until you find yourself midway along the burning path. And there you take your stand. Standing on the burning ground, flames all around, with the courage of Mars, the persistence of Mars, determination of Mars, there you stand. And as this festival of burning proceeds, imagine what it is that is being burnt away by the flames which surround you, yet burn you not, but burn only that which must pass. Drop away the dross. What is it that's being burnt away so that you may pass through? It's important to identify what has to go if you are going to come into resonance with the door which stands before you. Make at least a mental note of the dross which has to be burnt away. And as you think, let the imaginative burning continue. And sense how it is that your ideals, your vision of that which lies beyond, and your devotion to that which lies beyond, holds you on the burning ground, because some might retreat once they began. But you standing there with the fiery sixth ray intensifying itself and invoking the first ray, you stand. How is it that your highest ideals, visions, hold you in place? Think about that. And make it possible for you to endure many temporarily unpleasant things. Think of your present life circumstances in this regard. Now we become specific. Think of the actual burning ground on which you are now standing, actually standing, at this point in your incarnation, or the burning ground on which you should be standing if you willfully and full of aspiration approached the door you should be approaching. So let's look at it in terms of our present life circumstances, if we're on the burning ground or approaching the burning ground. In specific terms, what is it? Because if you are not yet standing on the burning ground, it will require courage in your actual life to go there and be there. So you must determine whether you are actually there now or whether an active will is required to actually bring you there. And as you feel the dross, the dirt, that which is unnecessary, the baggage, the burden, the unfitting burden being burnt away from what you more essentially are, and in the presence of your group members who are undergoing something similar, each in their own individual way, standing as you are in the middle of the burning ground, call, invoke the divine ray of Neptune, either in the deep blue or the rose color. Neptune, which has the power through divine harmony to dissolve all the barriers to your passage through the door. Courage got you here through Mars. Now invoke the planet of pervasion, pervasiveness, Neptune. And you can, as if, take this planet into your solar plexus, into your heart center, into your ajna center, into your heart within the head center, so that it becomes part of you. And you feel imbued with this energy, very different from that of Mars, but sharing something in common. And you just see the glamours and illusions from which you have suffered dropping away, burnt away in the solar fire of Neptune, falling away under the influence of intuition, pure reason, divine harmony, divine realization. This expansive, Buddhic, monadic, pure love energy is part of the solar God who is a consuming fire. It's solar fire now. And it causes the necessary dissolving, purifying, lightening, restoration of the archetypal you, who can pass. So feel the etherealization of the effect of Neptune. It's part of shambhalic purification. You cannot drag dissonance through that door. And Neptune resolves the dissonance. And so, purified, at least imaginatively, identify, a Neptunian word, identify so much with the vision, the ideal of that which lies beyond, that you find that the electrical barrier, the door, dissolves, and through likeness to that which lies beyond, you pass through. And what is it? What is it like now that you are in the presence of that which you had dreamed about, envisioned, yearned for, longed for? In this state of identification with your ideal beyond the door, what is it like now that you are imaginatively there? You are standing now imbued, filled with this energy on the further side of the door, and so are your group brothers and sisters. And now you have to feel it. You're totally at one with the vision you had seen, and which is now not just a vision, but a revelation. You are in the revelation. The vision identified with has become revelation. It is a dream come true. And you are there. Identify it. And what is it that is revealed to you? What are you learning here? With what are you now identified? That you have imaginatively passed over the burning ground and entered into a freer spiritual space where former barriers no longer apply. What is this revelation? Make some note, mentally at least, what is the nature of this revelation to which the vision, the ideal, has led. And somehow, of course, having passed over the burning ground, courageously, sensitively, and through the door into the revelation, you are in a better position to serve, to help, to cooperate with the great brothers who long before have passed. How can you share that which has been revealed to you and which you have become? See yourself sharing the fruits of this new state. And as if, imaginatively, from within, whatever realization has come, seeing the revelation as real, and knowing that the burning has led to this, we will quietly sound the great invocation, after which, quietly, I'd like you to get into groups of 3 and share just a little of what this internal process was for you. And so, from the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. So stay in it, quietly get together in groups of 3. We'll spend a few minutes sharing just a little, and then move on to some of the Tibetans' quotes.